The curtains of a majestic antique bed are drawn aside as if in a theatre to reveal the tragedy that is unfolding. Lurking under the virtuoso draperies of a partly fantasized antiquity, Seleucus, the king of Syria, is at his son's bedside. He is overwhelmed by grief, and his arms converge towards the young prince who is dying. Erasistratus, the doctor, takes the pulse of the patient and understands the evil which strikes him. Antiochus is dying of love for a young woman that his father has just married. Pensive and mysterious, isolated, almost unattainable, almost unreal. She captures the light and irradiates the room with her presence alone, as if she were on a stage. To represent her, Ingres was inspired by Stratonice, an opera he liked to play with his famous violin, and to which she gave her name. The beloved is dressed in superb fabrics, with subtle variations of light and rather cold tones, white, Parma violet, grey, blue and pinks that match her complexion and her diaphanous face, the incarnation of an ideal beauty. Ingres, who was a perfectionist, never stopped reworking his composition, superimposing several layers in certain places. Layered on a still greasy material, the superficial layers of paint sometimes shrank as they dried, creating a network of open cracks as here where an underlying dark blue layer can be seen. To honour this commission, which was given to him in 1834 by King Louis Philip's eldest son Ferdinand, Duke of Orleans and Royal Prince, he worked in Rome, assisted by his students, for no less than 6 years. In this very narrative composition, death and love rub shoulders. In a very symbolic way, they share the space of the canvas, separated by a column. Ingres, who collected archaeological objects, created this extraordinary setting, of which we can see the preparatory drawing in certain places by multiplying the references to antiquity. The monumental bed is a real ancient temple, with Ionic columns and a pediment composed of triglyphs and metopes. In the background, the statue of Alexander of Macedonia bears an inscription in Greek characters, traced in graphite before being painted with meticulousness. As for the murals, they retrace the history of Hercules and are inspired by Pompeian decorations. Following Stratonice's gaze, we even discover a sphinx, an allusion to the story of Oedipus, who was in love with his mother and killed his father. This subtle mise en abîme is not without evoking what is being played out. From a more formal point of view, it also illustrates the fact that it is the painter who organizes our visual journey on the canvas. Thus, we discover further companions in the shadows and on the sides. On the left, a young slave feeds a brazier, while on the right, a servant, perhaps Antiochus's old nurse, sobs near a table covered with ewers, vases and cups. She does not know it yet, but the drama which is played out under our eyes will finally have a happy outcome, since King Seleucus will finally give up his wife to give her to his son.